Hi, I'm Jillian Bandies with Culture 11. I'm here with author Dawn Eden at Baked and Wired in Georgetown. She wrote the book The Thrill of the Chaste, and in it she describes how she swims against the tide of modern culture. I'd like to figure out just how she does that. The lifestyle that you had lived before included things that you certainly wouldn't partake in now, and writing it in the book must have been, at least a little unnerving at times. You had some pretty intimate moments there that I was reading, so could you talk a little bit about, how you managed to find that balance and what tack you took?
Well, I'm very interested in your reaction to it. One of my favorite reactions that I've gotten to the book has been from people who have read a lot of abstinence literature who say that they appreciate the fact that I'm honest. Because there are certain books which shall remain nameless on the subjects of Christian courtship that say, now that you're living as a Christian, you can't do this, or do this, or do this. And, there's certain, behaviors that I learned just over years of flirting where I would, be like,
Really don't stop. No, it's okay.
It's fine. To pretend, just a little role play here, and I just kind of toss my hair, and do the eyelid flutter, and and the whole
Gotcha.
thing. The first thing you want to do is start thinking about how to socialize with people when sex is off the table, so to speak. And I know that sounds a bit kinky, but if you've been sexually active, it does take some mental acrobatics, so to speak. Any kind of verb you use when describing this sounds really uncomfortable.
After writing a book like this, what's the biggest criticism you get, and what do you say?
The biggest criticism I get is that I'm a member of the vast right-wing conspiracy patriarchy that's trying to keep women barefoot and pregnant.
Yes,
and 12 steps.
You and me together.
There's pleasure and there's joy. And I had pleasure when I was having sex outside of marriage. You can have pleasure doing anything. You can have pleasure banging your head against the wall because it feels so good when you stop. That doesn't mean it's the highest, level of happiness that you can have. One thing I thought was very funny was the review of the Sex and the City movie by Catherine Lopez on National Review Online, because she talked about how it was this really loving movie, all about love, and people didn't understand. And then she talked about how coming out of this midnight premiere of the movie, she saw these drunk, women who had just
replicating the four women coming out in the stilettos.
Right. And she saw them cursing at someone who got a cab ahead of them, and she was asking, where was the love? Why couldn't these people, understand? And the reason why is because as soon as you start to live that lifestyle, then it becomes, self-centered and
overwhelming.
You can't have the love because you have no boundaries.
Anyway, I think that should wrap things up.
You. Thank you so much, Jillian.
Thanks very much for being here.
It's been a pleasure and a joy.
I would hope.
Thank you. You turn on the TV, you look at websites other than Culture 11, Culture 11, is it? We should tell people.
Oh, Culture 11.
Oh, okay, like Ocean's 11. You think of like Sinatra and Dean Martin?
Not like Ocean's 11 either. John, we got to work on this. Culture 11 stands for the 11 elements of culture that our site is trying to promote, faith being one of them.
Okay. So we should edit this.
No, I think we should keep all of it, every bit, in the video. Yeah. I'm here at Baked and Wired in downtown Georgia. Forget it. This is too many takes. The walk-ins are like the worst part. I felt retarded for not doing it again.